Welcome to episode 40 of the Delta Panthers Pod. I'm Mark Cantor. The second week of school was a busy one. Let's take a look at what was going on. Cross country ran the Grand Mesa County line trails at Cedar Edge on Friday. I wasn't able to access the results, but the team will run at North Fork this Saturday, so hopefully I'll have some better luck next week. Football opened their season against Palisade on Friday, and I spoke to head coach Jesse Kindig earlier in the week. Jesse, how excited are you and the boys for the first game of the season?
It's time. It's been 4 weeks of practice and hitting each other in 100-degree weather, and it's been kind of repetitive. It's been great. We need the time. Don't get me wrong, but we're ready. We're itching.
So obviously, Palo first game out of the gate. Great rivalry game. We lost to them in a heartbreaker last year. You know, some people have coined it the Palisade prayer, I guess, which I thought was pretty cute. But 30-27 at Palisade last year. Obviously, you guys are looking for some revenge.
Yeah, that was a wonderful game. You know, just didn't end up finishing like we talked about. So we get them here at home, which is a special place. Our fans are a special group of people, and 7:30 under the lights will be nice and cool, and we'll just battle it out, and hopefully we end up on top, but we'll let the X's and O's decide that. So
I think we talked a little bit about it last week, but Palisade obviously returning quite a few kids. They're really experienced compared to us who, like we talked about last week, inexperienced. What are you expecting to see out of this game?
It's a first game, so we're going to make some mistakes. There's going to be some turnovers. There's going to on both sides of the ball. You know, every time we play Palisade early, the ball ends up on the ground for them, and we've turned the ball over as well. So if we can minimize our mistakes compared to them and force turnovers for them, then I think we'll be all right. But we're a young group, but they're hungry and they're eager. I think you're going to see a fast game. I think you're going to see a lot of people flying around, hopefully some big plays, and hopefully they're from us.
So Palisade, their game plan, Joe Romano likes to grind it out. And obviously that plays to the game up front in the trenches. How do you feel that our guys match up against their front line?
Yeah, I've got an older front line, which is nice. They're not as experienced, but they're older. So the older you get, I feel like the more discipline you have in your life. So we'll have some disciplined D linemen trying to take care of some of the blockers and doing those things. But if we don't stop the run, then there's no reason for the Palisade Dream or whatever it is. So I know, you know, they do some different things and they try to make some bigger plays happen. But ultimately it happens between, you know, A and C gap. So we just got to make sure we're taking care of that.
Last year in the game, special teams were really a focal point in that game. Is that something you guys have been paying special attention to this week?
Oh yeah. We, that's something that we can't. I mean, it's a totally different game. We're having hopefully a different conversation if we don't give up the block punt at the end. And so special teams is huge. Again, those are also, you know, what we consider turnovers, short fields. Those all play a big role in what we're doing here. So we bring back Luis, our kicker. He's a fantastic kicker. So that's a great weapon for us. So hopefully we can utilize him, protect him, get the ball out of there, and make him drive 80 yards.
So I got to ask you, obviously you're not going to be at this game. How have you been preparing the team for that, for you not being at this game on the sidelines?
Yeah. So we've had a conversation. The team's known about it for about 3 weeks now. So they're fully aware. You know, we've given today and last couple of days we've given those other coaches that voice. Coach Goff's going to call the defense, and he's a guy I trust, and the kids are learning to trust. He's new to us, and then again, Coach Garcia's been with us. He's going to call the offense, which is his role in the first place, and then he's going to be the head guy for the night. And we trust Coach Garcia. He knows his stuff, but we've been meeting and we've been grinding, and you know, you just got to put faith in those guys, and everyone's got to step into those roles earlier than maybe anticipated. But I'm excited to see what they can do, and I know the kids are excited, and we just gotta play football. You know, I told them today, I'm like, regardless of whether I'm there or not, I don't play football. You play the football. So you just got to do what we've coached you to do, and you'll be just fine. So
where are you going to follow the game? How are you going to follow it? NFHS, my broadcast. What are you planning?
I got to do both because NFHS is a little lagged, but you guys are on point. So I'll listen to it and watch it, and it'll be a hard night. But we'll just get better from it, and I'm excited to see what these guys can do.
Sounds good. Good luck, Jess.
Thank you.
It wasn't pretty as the boys lost to the Bulldogs 40-7. Cole Moreland came in at quarterback in the second half and scored the lone Delta touchdown as time ran out in the game. The boys will certainly lick their wounds and get back after it as they will travel to Gunnison for the first road game of the season on Friday. Coverage on the Delta Panthers broadcast network will start at 6:40 p.m. for that one. Golf teed it up Monday, playing at Tiarado in Grand Junction. The team took 14th, with Grady Hellman having the best finish, shooting an 84. The boys play in the Vail Mountain Invitational at the Vail Golf Club on Tuesday. Boys soccer is 1-1 after getting the 4-1 victory at Grand Valley on Tuesday. Oriah Hottinger scored twice, while Caden Corral and Trenton Sukul each had a goal apiece. The boys returned to the pitch on Tuesday at Montrose with a scheduled start time of 5 p.m. Softball played 3 games this week at Cortez on Thursday and a home doubleheader on Friday. I spoke with head coach Jenna Sutliff before the girls left for Cortez. Jenna, the girls went 2-2 at the Eaton tournament. You won a blowout, you lost a blowout, a couple of closer games, especially that one-run loss to Strasburg to close it out. What did you like? What didn't you like from the girls at the tournament?
I like that we jumped on early, especially against that Strasburg. It was 8-3 going into the third. So I like that we jumped on early. We just need to learn how to keep a whole game going, which we talk about a lot. I think this was a good weekend to see where we're at and that we can compete with those state appearance teams, but we're not quite where University is, who is a state championship level team, right? So a lot of growth to be had, but we're kind of where we want to be as far as the beginning of the season goes.
At least moving in the right direction.
Absolutely.
For sure. You ran out Lily Gallegos, Olivia Hines. They're going to be your key pitchers, but you also had Caden White out there, who saw some action as a freshman. Talk a little bit about the strategy and what you're doing with the pitchers.
We're just trying to tag team it a little bit more. I know that Lily can pitch a full 7 and put the game on her back, but we're trying to keep our hitters that we're facing on their toes a little bit more. And I think Caden will be a good key because she supplies a little bit more power than my other two. And she's a freshman, which I think get her in as much as we can. Last year at Eaton, we saw Lily pitch, and she ended up being my starter. So we're just seeing what we had. Good. So, obviously, generating runs, that's how you win ball games. You guys kind of have a little trouble with that at times. What have you worked on in practice, or what have you talked about to maybe remedy that situation a little bit? Yeah, this week we've changed kind of everything we're doing to all the way back down to the fundamentals. We did a lot of tracking drills. We brought in Bill Hellman to pitch live to them. We're just doing a lot of fundamental hitting drills to be able to continue to score runs and get ourselves in the situations mentally where we're able to have confidence in ourselves and our teammates to not keep the bases loaded like we did 3 times this weekend.
So next up, you're at Cortez. They're having a rough start to their season. How do you keep the girls from overlooking a team that maybe isn't playing as well as they should be here to start the season and play to their level instead of down to the opponent's level?
Right, yeah, we talk about that a lot, is keeping our standards high and always working on what we need to, and using every single game as an opportunity for us to get better, even if it is a team that might not be at the same level that we are. Working on the little things that are going to pay off for us down the road in playoffs and so on.
And then you close out the week with Meeker here at home. It's a double header. How does the preparation or the strategy differ a little bit from a single game to a double header like that?
We're a little more strategic with who we're throwing, how many innings we're throwing, and then as well, like this past weekend prepared us for that a little bit, playing back-to-back games 2 days in a row. But yeah, just staying strategic with who we're throwing and how many innings we're throwing them.
Sounds good. Good luck this week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Softball went undefeated for the week, getting a victory at Cortez 24-14, then sweeping Meeker on Friday 13-1 and 15-0. As a team, the girls went 32 for 66 with 40 RBI this week. Lily Gallegos picked up the victory in all 3 games. It'll be another busy week as the girls are at Cedar Ridge on Wednesday, Gunnison on Thursday, and Montrose on Friday. Volleyball looked to get their first victory of the season at home against Durango on Thursday. Head coach Teresa Bear had this to say prior to that matchup. Teresa, you girls opened the
season at Bayfield last Saturday. You lost 3-0. What did you take away from that match?
We had some good conversations with the team after that happened, and they took away. They watched some of the film and just their effort and their doubting each other, and just the team. The team unity wasn't there that they would want to be, so we worked on that really hard this week, and trying to get ready, and also are making a couple changes on our defense, the way we played defense, because some of the balls they just nobody went for. So
yeah, building that chemistry is important, and it's not necessarily something you can do in practice. You need the games to be able to do that. So home openers tomorrow versus Durango. What are you looking for out of that one? Obviously hoping for some more continuity, I guess.
Yeah, some more continuity, some more just coverage of our hitters, and more covering the court and reading what they're doing on the other side, mixing the ball up, mixing their hits up. We worked a lot on ball control with our hitters, so they can put the ball where they see the open spots.
And then this weekend you're going down to Centauri, so back down south again. What does it help or hurt the team with these long road trips to start the season?
I think it makes us. It's hard to get out of a bus and play, but it's also hard to play in a fourth and fifth set. So it becomes really a mental game. So I think it can get them in the situation that they have to be, their bodies are maybe physically fatigued from riding that long and getting up that early, but it has to be a mental game. So yeah, I think it's a way to build some mental toughness for sure.
And I think sports is like that. They say most sports are 90% mental, 10% the physical part of it. So last year was your first year. You were kind of feeling things out just to get the feel of things to begin with. With this being your second year, what are some of the differences you're noticing as far as the stuff you already know that you had versus what you had to learn last year?
Well, I know now that I've seen all the teams, I think I said that last week, that I just know more what to expect. They're going to be tough, especially these teams that we're playing, Bayfield, Durango, Centauri. They're top quality programs, so the speed of the game is fast, and I think that prepares us for the league. So just to know how to prepare the team a little bit better than I did last year, not knowing what the league even looked like, because even when they were playing in 3A, we never saw them at home, so the games that I would come to. So yeah, just feel a little more prepared myself.
So a couple tough matchups. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Things didn't go our way as the girls dropped the match to Durango 3-0. They tried to redeem themselves on the road at Centauri yesterday, but the girls were unsuccessful again, losing 3-0 once again. The girls are back on the court this Friday at Palisade, then host Alamosa on Saturday. Coverage of the Alamosa match can be heard on the Delta Panthers broadcast network starting at 1:40 p.m. This week's Student Spotlight is Alex McKenna. I sat down with the senior this week to talk about everything he's involved in.
So you, Alex, are a busy individual, obviously, with football and everything that goes along with that. It's your senior year. Let's start there. Tell me about your journey from being a freshman now to your senior year of high school.
Well, starting out freshman year, I was slow to getting into the rhythm of high school and sports and just everything. And I wasn't very focused on it at the time. And then around my sophomore year, I started focusing more on sports. And then around the end of my junior year, I was able to juggle sports and school and get good grades while in sports and excelling at all key points of school.
Cool. Yeah, no, I think that, obviously the transition from middle school to high school is difficult. And then when you throw in the athletics aspect of it, some people, it takes them a little longer to make that adjustment. And once you finally did, how did that work for you? How was the flow in that?
Once it finally started all coming together, it felt nice and it just flowed easily. Like I felt like I was struggling for nothing. because I realized how easy everything was once I got the hang of it.
But and it was just like a switch that clicked for you. Is that kind of how it is, or was it more of a process?
It was more of a process,
Okay.
becoming more organized, focusing in the weight room more, and just being there instead of in my own dreamland.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that helped you with that process, either teachers or counselors or coaches or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say my coaches have definitely helped me because even though I wasn't an F student, I was still a DC student.
Mhm.
So Kendig and Mesa were my two coaches that really pushed me to try to do better in school. And because they said you have to be good at school and sports to go to college for it.
Sure. And then that's great advice. And obviously, playing football and you wrestle as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so those are the two coaches, Ken Dig with football, Mesa with wrestling, that if you're getting good grades, it keeps you eligible. You're able to play those sports and benefit those programs. So I definitely understand why they were your biggest supporters. Let's talk about football a little bit. Obviously, that's the season we're in right now, and talk about playing football. You were a starter last year. On the offensive line, I believe you played some defense as well, and then obviously you're going to be playing more of a role this year in all of that. Talk about that and the maturation process of your football career.
Well, my sophomore year, we had that really good team.
Mhm.
So I was on kickoff, kick return, and I mainly didn't really see the field as much. But usually around the end of the game, they would put me in on defense or offense. They would just sub me in. And then the next year, my sophomore year, I was able to get better, stronger, faster, and they put me on the D-line, and I was a defensive end. And then for my senior year, I still got better, but now they have me playing both sides of the ball.
Gotcha.
And it's harder because you start to grow tired very fast, especially on the D-line and O-line, because you're right in somebody's face
Mhm.
every play. So I'm just getting used to that quick, just the flip from D-line to O-line, blocking to rushing.
Talk about the conditioning aspect of that and the cardio training, I guess, would be the best way to explain it. That conditioning that you guys have to do day in and day out just to be able to go both ways on a football field.
Yeah, the conditioning we have is usually 25-yard sprints about 7 times, and we have to beat a time. Or we'll have to go to the bottom of the hill and run up it 3 times. But conditioning's the primarily easy part. The hard part is whenever we're practicing together, and it's man on man, where you have to get in there, you have to block, and it's just a lot more physically demanding than conditioning is, because conditioning's just running. I feel like I get more out of team and inside run than I do just running at the end of practice.
Very good, very good. So, like I mentioned, you're also a wrestler, and obviously wrestling, the mindset for that is similar, but you're more out there on an island competing individually in a wrestling match. You're still part of a team, and you're still trying to get the win for the team. But talk about the difference in mindset, if there is one for you, competing as part of a football team compared to a wrestling match where you're more of an individual.
So the beginning of this year, I was struggling with having that team mindset. I was more individual, like I need to get better.
Mhm.
But then I realized I need to help my leaders and my teammates get better as well. So I understand that aspect of it, and it's just like I have to push them just as hard as I push myself.
Talk about that leadership aspect a little bit. Being a senior on the football team, you're going to be looked to be that leader, whether it be vocal or by performance or something like that. Talk about what that means to you to lead others that might be younger to you, and not necessarily on the football field either. Just being a senior in the high school, maybe some underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores, looking to you for guidance.
It makes me happy when they come to me for guidance. I am willing to help with open arms. I'm not really the type to push people away because I want them to be better than I was. And I want them just to understand that they have unlimited potential and their dreams can always come true.
That's very, very good advice. I'm happy to hear you say that, because I know some people are like, it's my senior year. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to go finish out my year, graduate, and move on. And it makes me happy to hear that you're willing to help other people. And while we're on the leadership aspect, my understanding is you're also involved in JROTC. Is that correct?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, very good. And along with that comes a leadership aspect as well. Talk about your experience with JROTC.
I took it in freshman year. It was very inviting, and I didn't feel out of place there. And I was thinking military at the end of high school, so I decided to take it. My leadership role is an XO, which is an executive officer. So as that, I have to be super social and vocal and help wherever I can with any cadets that need my help, or just be that person that my superiors need to like get everybody organized and in order. And it's nice because I'm a vocal person, so it works out just fine for me.
Good. Who are some of the teachers that you've looked up to or have helped you along the way? Who are some of your favorite teachers here at the high school?
My sophomore English teacher, she made everything super organized, and that's whenever I started using what she taught me in all my classes, and I started to get better at the school part. And then I would say Chief Clark also really helped me out, because she made me realize how outgoing I was and how I can have a voice no matter where I am. Very
good. What are your plans after high school? Where do you see yourself? You had mentioned maybe military. Is that still what you're looking at?
Well, I am still looking at military, but my goal is to play in college at the next level. So no matter for wrestling or football, I just want to go play more. I'm not done yet.
Gotcha. Have you received any offers from anybody yet? I know it's still kind of early, but
a couple JUCO stuff,
okay,
but mainly for wrestling. Just 2 offers.
Very good. Yeah, I'm sure after the football season, you'll get more offers for football once they're able to see you play.
I hope so.
But it's been great chatting with you today. I appreciate you taking the time out to do that. I know we pulled you out of weights, and that's very important. Weights are important. So we'll get you back there. But thank you. It's been a pleasure, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now we'll look at some announcements. Delta High School was listed on U.S. News and World Report's National Best High Schools list. U.S. News gathers data from sources including the U.S. Department of Education, state education agencies, College Board, and International Baccalaureate. These rankings identify top-performing high schools across the nation based on 6 weighted indicators: college readiness, breadth of college curriculum, state assessment proficiency, state assessment performance, underserved student performance, and graduation rate. Math tutoring is being offered in the counseling office during lunch period, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the FFA floral class, once again, is offering monthly and holiday floral subscriptions. Visit the Delta FFA Facebook page for more information. That about covers it for this week. The Delta Panthers Pod is a presentation of Mad Canner Productions and sponsored by Elevate, A&M Creations, Americar Auto Parts, Delta Ace Hardware, Delta Cabinet Company, Delta County School District, Hellman Motor Company, Jerry Ryer State Farm Insurance, Quickie Tire Service, Taco Time, The Sunflower Room, and Yost Family Dentistry. Thanks for listening, everyone, and I'll talk to you all next week.